Hello everyone, this is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
Shopping local is one of the most important aspects of small town living. If you don't support local businesses, they simply can't survive. Cimarron Foods invites you to shop local the next time you need to get groceries. Or if you're thinking about a quicker meal that you don't have to cook yourself, they have the Substation, Hunt Brothers Pizza, and Chester's Chicken all inside their doors. So when you see the pantries a little bare, or your stomach is grumbling for something right away, visit Cimarron Foods on Highway 400 in Cimarron, Kansas. Find them on Facebook by searching for Cimarron Foods. Cimarron Foods thanks you for shopping local. Serving Southwest Kansas and the Panhandle since 1978, General Pest Control has had you covered when it comes to getting rid of bugs. Indoor, outdoor, rodents, termites, bed bugs, they truly take care of what bugs you. Schedule a free quote today on their website, gpcpest.com. Don't live with unwanted house guests any longer. Get General Pest Control to take care of you. General Pest Control is a proud supporter of area high school athletes. General Pest Control, we take care of what bugs you. First National Bank in Cimarron is more than just ATMs and checking accounts. First National Bank also offers online banking with bill pay, savings accounts, IRAs, CDs, safe deposit boxes, debit cards, and an experienced loan department, specializing in agriculture, commercial, personal, home mortgages, and refinancing loans. See them in Cimarron and Eagles, or visit them at www.fnbcimarron.com. First National Bank in Cimarron and Ingalls, serving our community since 1929. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Sometimes there is no need to make a trip to the big city. After all, it is always better to shop local. There's no better place to do that than shopping at Bison Mercantile in Ashland. Bison Merc not only carries furniture and appliances, but also hunting and fishing supplies, other sporting goods, electronics, and more. So whether you're looking for a new bed or a new fishing pole, Bison Mercantile has what you need. So stop and see them at their location in Ashland. Open Monday through Friday 9 to 6 and Saturday 9 to 3. See them online at bisonmerc.com.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
That's right, Benchwarmers, it is that time of the weekend. It is Ridin right here on Driver Radio. I'm your host, Joey Dean. It is brought to you by AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. That's where I go for all my firearms. I've bought, over the last couple of years, I've bought a couple of them from AAA Pawn and Armory. I keep trying to win their raffles. I'm not lucky, I guess. I'm just not a lucky dude when it comes to gun raffles. But I keep trying it. I'm going to keep trying. As they have some pretty sweet firearms that they raffle off. They'll let you know about it on their Facebook page. Go to AAA Pawn Shop on Facebook. We've got it tagged here in the show's live feed and all of that. So go check them out. AAA Pawn and Armory in Garden City. Happy Friday to all of you. Absolutely gorgeous day outside today. I've been debating on what I want to do after the boy gets out of school and Jen gets off work. There's options, you know. You could go fishing. We could go play golf. I know that at some point I'm playing catch with the boy in the yard because we're trying to break in his brand new American flag baseball glove that he got a month or so ago. We're trying to get it broke in before baseball season, but he is very proud of that glove now that the United States did very well in the Winter Olympics. Man, what a finish for both the men's and women's hockey teams. I just Oh man, the Keller goal for the women's, I didn't think could be topped, and then Hughes does it for the men. Some golden goals for Team USA as they get the gold in both men's and women's hockey. The first country to ever be able to say that. They've done that, and the juniors. They've kicked some ass here the last couple of years in hockey, and that's awesome. I love hockey. H is a huge hockey fan, and of course he plays hockey over in Dodge City. But it's cool to see hockey getting some attention. The NHL has completely messed up again, which is not surprising. Because they had an opportunity to really capitalize on this and build their brand and get hockey at least up over basketball. It's not going to catch football in popularity, and baseball is gaining popularity as we move along. But it can at least catch basketball, I think, in the Midwest at least, because outside the Oklahoma City Thunder in college basketball, and college basketball is huge in the Midwest, but the NBA is not. And the NHL could very well catch the NBA, but they won't because they're not going to capitalize on this opportunity of popularizing hockey, which is a fantastic sport, and people that watch it end up falling in love with it more often than not. It's just a fun sport. I mean, these guys are skating around 30 miles an hour with knives on their shoes. I mean, come on. They're running into each other and firing shots, and it's insane. I fell down just trying to skate on ice last year. I couldn't imagine doing some of the things those guys do, skating backwards and jumping and all of that. Hats off to anybody who plays hockey. Hats off to even the little kids watching my son. I get so frustrated because I'm like, I feel like I should be able to do that, and so he should definitely be able to do it. I can't do any of it. But in my head, I'm still, 18 years old, and at the peak of my athletic prowess, was probably about 18. Yeah, that's when I started getting injured. I threw out my shoulder and all that at about 18, so I guess 17 would have been the peak for me. It was all downhill after I hurt my shoulder and dropped out of college, but either way, I never got to pursue hockey. I rollerbladed a ton and broke my arm rollerblading, but I never got the chance to do ice hockey, so I think it's really cool that there's an opportunity for that in Southwest Kansas. If you don't know about it, check them out on Facebook as it is, Southwest Kansas Youth Hockey is all you got to search for, and you'll find them. Just great people running that over there. Really cool. Really, really cool. Really cool that the United States wins in both men's and women's. Overall, 12 gold medals for the United States in the Winter Olympics, 12 silver, 9 bronze, and 33 total medals. They trailed Norway, which makes sense because Norway's basically in the Arctic Circle. They are in the Arctic Circle, actually, but they're basically the North Pole is Norway. So it makes sense that they beat everybody in gold. Tied for the most silver with the United States, and had the third most bronze medals. Italy with 14 bronze medals, Japan with 12, USA came in at 9, which was fourth best, but 11 for Norway. 41 total 41 total medals for the Norwegians. So good for them. But USA, right there, firmly entrenched as the number 2. In fact, the next closest was the Netherlands, and they had, the next closest was Italy, and they had 30 medals, so 3 less than United States. But pretty good. Pretty good. I'm happy with it. I think the United States did very well in the Olympics overall, figure skating, even curling. I love the trash talk on the internet between Canada and the United States. Canada's like, caught us on a bad day in men's hockey and blah blah blah, and United States people are like, you know what, you better stop because we don't know anything about curling, but we'll put four dudes together and beat you in that too. Like just the trash talk's great. It's been fantastic. This last week we were in Kearney, Nebraska. That's where I was at. We were doing a show up there Sunday morning. I turned on the game and was laying there listening to it as I dozed in and out of sleep, and then woke up for the final half of the third period and the overtime period. Woke up for that. Jen and I did, and watched that. The day before, we got to watch the Shockers beat Temple. Wichita State on an incredible run right now to end the regular season, trying to secure the number 2 seed in the American. Earlier that day, I just had like this random message come up on my screen. But earlier that day, we had listened to KU getting thumped. It was not pretty at all against Cincinnati. A game they shouldn't have lost. It was actually really close until the final couple of minutes, and then Cincinnati ended up with an 18-point margin. But that's not a game that you should lose if you're KU. And then they turned around and thumped Houston on Big Monday. So whatever. The Jayhawks aren't going to win the Big 12 in the regular season. They very well could. In the Big 12 tournament, they will get a bid to the NCAA tournament. There's no doubt about that. The Big 12 going to be well represented in the NCAA tournament. So looking at that, just excited for everybody in the Big 12. The Americans going to get probably one team. And hopefully that one team's the one in Kansas and Wichita State. But looking at the standings of things, I mentioned the American. South Florida running the conference right now. They split with Wichita State, and they swept Tulsa. So right now, Wichita State holds the tiebreaker because of that over Tulsa. But South Florida at 12-3 in conference play, 20-8 overall. Tulsa's this number 2 in second place in the conference, tied with Wichita State. Wichita State holds the tiebreaker, though. So if the season ended today, the Shockers would be the number 2 seed in the tournament. That's huge because the top 2 teams in the American get the double bye all the way to the semifinals. Third and fourth place get one bye to the quarterfinals. So it really behooves you to get the top 2 seeds. The Shockers right now in position for that. They've got to win out. And they've got UTSA, which is currently 5-23 on the year, and then they've got Florida Atlantic at home. They're at UTSA, and then Florida Atlantic at home, who's 16-13 on the year. 2 games they should win, and hopefully do, and get that number 2 seed. But the Golden Hurricane tied with Wichita State in second. They're 23-6 overall on the season. Wichita State 19-10. The 19 wins matches their win total from a year ago, and people were calling for Coach Mills's head last year and again at the start of this season. Those people have quieted down quite a bit here in the last couple of weeks as Wichita State's gone on this run. They're going to have an improved record from a year ago. That's almost a certainty. They'd have to lose out to not improve from a year ago. So there has been improvement each and every year of the Paul Mills era at Wichita State. And, I talked about this last week when I talked about the Jerome Tang thing, and I talked about Coach Mills and people just, wanting coaches fired for not having immediate results to their liking. It doesn't matter that the NIL and all that, it matters that it exists, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things when you're still trying to build a program. It's still going to take time to build a program, and especially when you don't have a lot of NIL dollars. Winning helps get NIL dollars. So you've got to build the foundation of a program first and then start ramping up those NIL dollars. That's what people fail to understand. They just see that, this kid at KU's getting, $4 million a year or whatever it is, and they're well, why can't we pay for? Well, you can donate to the NIL. Put your money where your mouth is because you seem to have a lot of both from the way you're talking. So, ante up, let's go. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't donate to the NILs. They don't even know how in a lot of cases. They just run their mouth. And they want to see these coaches fired because they're not in first place, 6 games into the season or whatever it is. And it's just frustrating as a fan of a school or a fan of college sports in general. The fact that it's gone so professional anyway is frustrating. But the fact that it used to be a lot of fun. Following a team and a program and watching it build. It was fun watching Greg Marshall build the program. Fun watching Mark Turgeon build the program at Wichita State. They didn't succeed right away. It took a little bit of time for them to figure out the system and get their winning culture in place. And that's what um, when it comes to Wichita State. It's just same with Kansas State. They're probably not going to get a huge name guy. It's probably just not going to happen. So you've got to temper your expectations a little bit, and I think that's one of the things that the people at Kansas State and the people at Wichita State are learning and having to figure out. But good things coming out of Wichita, good things coming out of Lawrence, not so great things coming out of Manhattan. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? Meatloaf taught me that. So it's not bad for the state of Kansas right now when it comes to college basketball. High school basketball, sub-state in full swing. I know Cimarron boys lost, so their season is done. South Gray, Ashland, Ingalls all still battling it out. I haven't looked at the updates here recently. In fact, I was going to do that, and then I kind of got a little bit sidetracked. That's the word I'm looking for. Got a little bit sidetracked, and so I'll pull that up right now. Winter sports, basketball, sub-state. There we go. Boys and girls sub-states. Let's look down here. Don't want let's see, in 6A, of course, we've got Garden City in the 6A in girls, Garden City and Dodge City, and they have not scheduled this 6A yet, as I'm looking here. But the smaller schools are in the sub-states, as I apologize. Normally I'm a little bit more organized in this, not so much here today. Dighton has made it to the quarterfinals, or I'm sorry, the semifinals of their bracket and sub-state as the Hornets girls at 18-3 overall. The Hornet boys, as I pull that bracket up, they have moved on to the semifinals as well, or the quarterfinals as well. So they will, I guess it is the semifinals. So they will play Wheatland Grinnell tomorrow, and then next week will be the sub-state championship game. The girls will play against Pawnee Heights on Monday. So once again, it's all still going on, and I'll try in the break to make a little more sense out of all of it, as I hadn't pulled that up yet. But some interesting games this weekend in college basketball. Kansas at Arizona. That's going to be a pretty good matchup. Kansas at 21-7 overall. Arizona 26-2. Arizona, the number 2 team in the country. And as far as the Big 12 goes, They are the top team in the Big 12 as well. 2 games up on the Jayhawks, sitting at 13-2 overall. Kansas tied with Iowa State, Houston, Texas Tech, all at 11-4. 2 games back of Arizona. They're not going to catch Arizona, but KU can put a little scare into the Wildcats with a win on the road. That would be that'd be fun. That'd be a pretty good matchup. Oklahoma State, Cincinnati. In Cincinnati is going to be a good matchup as those two teams fight for an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. Kansas State will host TCU tomorrow. It's been a rough year for the Wildcats, and good things hopefully are on the horizon for them. Number 19, BYU at West Virginia tomorrow. That's going to be a pretty good matchup. BYU's going to have their work cut out for them. They're ranked number 19, but West Virginia very good at home. And then number 16, Texas Tech at number 4, Iowa State tomorrow as well. So some really good games tomorrow in the Big 12. As far as the Americans concerned, they play on Sunday. Wichita State, as I mentioned, travels to UTSA. Should be a win for the Shockers in San Antonio, but you never know. Those road games sometimes are tough. They almost lost to East Carolina a week or two ago. Charlotte at Florida Atlantic is going to be a pretty good game in the conference on Sunday. Tulane at South Florida. Tulane could knock off South Florida. That's going to be an interesting game in the American on Sunday, as will be North Texas and UAB. So some good basketball. You're going to be able to watch stuff on ESPN U and ESPN2 and the ESPN Plus app all on Sunday. On Saturday, you can watch ESPN2, ESPN for the Kansas game, CBS for the Iowa State game, ESPN2 for Kansas State, by the way, and Fox for BYU West Virginia. So a little bit all over the place. This is Big 12, but all ESPN family of networks for the American Association. And, of course, today we've got a couple of top 25 games. Miami of Ohio, who's not getting a lot of love by the press, coming in ranked number 21. They're 28-0 on the year, the last of the unbeatens. And I remember a few years ago when Wichita State was the last of the unbeaten, but that was fresh off their Final Four run, so they got a lot more respect than what Miami of Ohio is getting. I'm going to tell you, Miami of Ohio is probably going to get a 5 seed, 5 or 7 seed, somewhere in there. And I think the odds are good that they win that first weekend and move on to the second weekend of things, which would be the Sweet 16. I think they're a lot better than people are giving them credit for. Their schedule has not been, a murderer's row, but there's just something about playing together as a team, as one cohesive unit, and they've been able to do that. And they've, everybody's come and given them their best shot. Everybody wants to take down the undefeated team. And so Miami of Ohio, you got my support, man. I got you because that is a tough thing to do in any sport. Doesn't matter how good you are to go undefeated. The Dodgers look like world beaters, but it still took 7 games in the World Series. It's very, very hard to win every game on your schedule. It doesn't matter. We look at college football, and every year teams get beat. It's very hard to win every single game. You have to be focused and dialed in every single game, and you can't always get by on just talent alone. So I'm not going to put the Redbirds out at all. I think that they deserve a better ranking than number 21, and I think they'll deserve a better seeding than what they're ultimately going to get. They'll be the first undefeated team that isn't getting a 1 seed, so that's going to be something. But I'd love to see them go to the Sweet 16 at least, because then, that puts a little bit more respect on your name, and people go, oh, man, we read that wrong. And so I really hope that that's a case for Miami of Ohio. Now, I really hope that, Wichita State gets in, and I hope that they don't face Miami of Ohio in the first round. I don't want that. Please no. But that would be my luck, wouldn't it? And then the other ranked game going on tonight, Fox at 7 o'clock, number 3 Michigan at number 10 Illinois. That should be a pretty good one from the State Farm Center in Champaign, Illinois. We'll take a break, come back and we will look up some more of that high school basketball and see where the area schools really are. And we'll take a look at that after the break. This is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory right here on Dry River Radio. Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc. Increasing the lifespan of your well should be one of your top priorities. Calling Hydro Resources is the easy solution to do just that. Since the 1940s as Hinkle Drilling and 1999 as Hydro Resources, they have been providing groundwater service and solutions to ag producers, municipalities, and more. Whether it's well drilling and construction, pumping system design and installation, controls, pump services and maintenance, or well services and rehabilitation, Hydro Resources is the answer. Find out more information at hydroresources.com. With locations in Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas, they have a wide service area, so let them help you with your groundwater needs today. You may not know this yet, but your weekend breakfast spot is about to be the same place you take the family out of an evening. That's right, we're talking about Golden Corral, the same buffet that serves steak, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and everything else you love. Transforms on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings from 8 to 11 to the best breakfast buffet around. Omelet station, hash browns, breakfast casserole, waffles, cinnamon rolls, biscuits, and gravy. Oh man, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Of course you can visit Golden Corral all week long, and you should. But if you really want to get your day going, you want to stop in for breakfast at Golden Corral Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, or go to goldencorral.com and order GC on the go anytime. Golden Corral, 1727 East Kansas Plaza in Garden City.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big, bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
At Bank 7, they believe that if you help build a stronger community, you build a stronger bank. They're committed to acting with the highest level of integrity in everything they do and in every relationship with their customers. Whether you want a one-on-one relationship with your banker or 24/7 mobile banking access, Bank 7 in Montezuma or Copeland is there for you. For more info, visit bank7.com. Bank 7, their best investment is you. Member FDIC. Bank 7 is a proud supporter of the South Gray Rebels.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Welcome back, bench warmers. It is Ridin the Pine right here on Dry River Radio. And hopefully you're enjoying a beautiful Friday across Southwest Kansas. I know I'm going to. Once we're done with the show here, I got a handful of things left to do here in the studio, and then I'm going to go outside. It's probably the minute the H gets home, and I'm going to spend the rest of my day outside. Glad that I'm not doing any sub-state this year. I thought about it, but being just me and getting back into things, I didn't want to overdo it myself, but it was fun doing the regular season and all the games that we covered, Ingalls and Cimarron and South Gray and Ashland and Sublette and Elkhart. It was fun covering everybody, football and basketball season. We had a blast doing it. Looking forward to next year. Already starting to put together kind of a game plan in my head of the games that I want to do. And when the schedules come out from all the different schools, I will be putting that schedule together, and we'll get it out, and then everybody knows ahead of time, well ahead of time, what our plans are for covering games. But basketball is still in action in high school as sub-state underway in the lower classes. Dighton, as I mentioned earlier, we'll start with girls action, 1A Division II. Dighton girls will take on Pawnee Heights on Monday. They were the 1 seed in their sub-state. Dighton was. In another sub-state, Western Plains, really good season they've had. We'll take on Wallace County in the semifinals. So those 2 sub-states in 1A Division II from Rexford, Golden Plates hosting it. They're playing it at the Colby Events Center, is where they'll play the championship games next weekend. But it'll be at Dighton for the Hornets and at Western Plains on Monday for the ladies. In 1A Division 2, some of the other ones, Mineola will go to Argonia on Monday as the Wildcats, with the victory over Deerfield on Tuesday, so they take on Argonia, the number 1 seed who had a bye. Moscow beat Rolla back on Tuesday, so they will take on the number 5 seed in the entire sub-state. That would be the Ingalls Lady Bulldogs, as the Bulldogs come in and are now 11-13 on the year. We had Ingalls in our last matchup of this season as they took on Meade, and they lost a buzzer beater to the Buffaloes. So Ingalls got Satana on Tuesday. They move on, and they will face Moscow, who defeated Rolla on Monday. That'll be at Moscow High School, as Moscow the number 4 seed, Ingalls the 5 seed. In the other sub-states, these are all that'll end up being played the finals at Caldwell High School. Buckland was the number 2 seed in this entire sub-state. They move on to the next round by way of a bye. They will take on Cunningham, who defeated South Barbara on Tuesday. And Ashland, the number 3 seed in this entire bracket, they will take on Attica, who defeated Caldwell. Ashland also had a bye. Ashland very, very good. In fact, this is a pretty stacked girls bracket with Argonia, Ingalls, Moscow, Buckland, and Ashland. That's going to be a tough one. My prediction is we'll see Buckland and Ashland in the finals of the second sub-state bracket, and I would like to see Argonia and Ingalls in the other one, but Moscow-Ingalls is going to be a pretty good matchup. The Bulldogs are going to have to really play well to knock off Moscow, and then to try to take down Argonia. And then, if you do that, then you move on. You win sub-state, and you move on to the next round of tournament play. 1A Division I, Spearville sub-state in girls action. South Gray, the number 1 seed. They will take on Meade, who defeated Kinsley on Tuesday, and did so pretty easily. So the Lady Buffaloes keep on rolling. They will take on a tough test, though, as they take on the South Gray Rebels in Montezuma on Monday. South Central will play against St. John Hudson as the Timberwolves, the Lady Timberwolves, defeated Nest City pretty handily on Tuesday. St. John Hudson gets there after beating Elkhart on Tuesday. So in Coldwater, they'll have South Central and St. John Hudson. That game will actually be played tomorrow and not on Monday. In the sub-state 2 of that sub-state, the Spearville sub-state, Hodgman County got the bye. They will take on Greeley County, who defeated Kiowa County on Tuesday. That will be at Hodgman County on Monday. And Spearville got the bye. They will take on La Crosse, who beat Maxville That game will be played at Spearville. Hodgman County, a good-looking team. That's my favorite out of that bracket, out of the Sub-State 2 bracket. Is Hodgman County. I think they're very, very talented and hard to beat. Spearville would be the number 2 team, but they're going to have their work cut out for them, even at home against Hodgman County. As far as the other Sub-State, I really like South Gray, and I think the other schools are pretty good. But it's really hard to be as good as what the Rebels, the Lady Rebels, are. In 2A Sub-State, in Smith Center, it will be, let's see here, Sub-State number 2 is what I want. Stanton County will face Hoxie at Colby. That will be on Tuesday at 6 o'clock as Hoxie defeated Sublette and Stanton County defeated Syracuse. Oakley will take on Trego. That is at Oakley on Tuesday as Wichita County fell to Trego and Oakley beat El Saline. So that's the 2A matchup in the Smith Center Sub-State. In 3A girls basketball, all the games will be played today for the first round. Holcomb playing host to Nickerson. Colby is at Hoisington. Russell is at Southwestern Heights. Norton is at Goodland. Lyons at Lakin. Phillipsburg is at Ellsworth. Cimarron goes to Beloit. And Larned plays host to Scott City. So those are all the girls' 3A sub-state matchups that will be played this evening. Going to boys, we'll start at 1A Division 2. The Rexford Golden Plains sub-state that'll be played at Colby Event Center. Wallace County will take on Shiloh tomorrow. Victoria will take on Otis Bison after Otis Bison beat Pawnee Heights on Monday. In the Sub-State 2, it'll be West Canton and Logan Palco after Logan Palco barely got by Western Plains. 38-35 was the final. That one, pretty good one there at Western Plains High School. So they got the upset, Logan Palco did. Wheatland Grinnell will take on Dighton. Dighton defeated Northern Valley on Monday at Northern Valley, 56-45. So the Hornets still alive in boys action. In 1A Division II boys sub-state in Caldwell, Deerfield got the bye. They will take on Buckland, who defeated Satana back on Monday. That game will be at Deerfield tomorrow. Mineola defeated Moscow pretty handily. They will get Argonia, who beat Ashland pretty easily on Monday. So tomorrow will be at Mineola High School, Argonia at Mineola. Sub-State 2, Cunningham got the bye. They'll take on Caldwell tomorrow. And Ingalls got the bye. The Bulldogs will host South Barber tomorrow. South Barber beat Rolla 75-35 on Monday. So Ingalls will host South Barber. It's going to be a tough test for the Bulldogs, but I think they can beat South Barber. And really, I think that sub-state's winnable for Ingalls. Cunningham's good, but I don't think they're nearly as good as, they're not a lights-out team like a South Gray or something like that. So this is a winnable game, or a winnable sub-state for Ingalls. They've got to get by South Barber tomorrow, but I think they can, and then they have a week to prepare for either Cunningham or Caldwell, which I'm betting it'll be Cunningham. That'll be played at Caldwell High School next week. But you got to win tomorrow first. In 1A Division I sub-state, the Spearville sub-state for boys, Meade got the bye. They will take on Hodgman County tomorrow as Hodgman County defeated La Crosse on Monday. South Gray defeated Maxwell. So the Rebels move on. They will take on Kiowa County. It's going to be a good matchup there tomorrow in Montezuma as Kiowa County defeated Elkhart pretty handily on Monday. In Sub-State 2 of that Sub-State bracket, Spearville got the bye. They move on and will face Greeley County, who defeated Ness City. That was a close one in Tribune on Monday, 65-63. The Jackrabbits used their magic with the win. South Central got a bye. They will take on St. John Hudson, who doubled up, or nearly doubled up Kinsley on Monday. So the Timberwolves will host St. John Hudson. Moving on to 2A in boys. Let's see here. The Smith Center Substate, all the games getting underway today in boys action, as it will be Hoxie at Sterling, Sublette in Rawlins County. That'll be played at the Colby Event Center. Oakley at El Saline, Wichita County at Trigo Community High School, and in Substate 2 bracket of that Substate, Hutch Trinity at Stanton County tonight. Syracuse goes to Medicine Lodge. Smith Center at Thomas More Prep, and Ellenwood against Plainville, as they'll take on Plainville in Plainville tonight. And in 3A action, the games that were played yesterday, Beloit defeated Nickerson, so they'll take on Phillipsburg in the next round as Phillipsburg beat Russell. Hoisington over Ellsworth, so Hoisington will get Scott City, who beat Lions 56-48 yesterday. Holcomb defeated Cimarron pretty easily yesterday, so they will take on Colby on Tuesday, who defeated Norton 67-54. Lakin all over Larned yesterday, so the Bronx move on. They'll take on Southwestern Heights, who defeated Goodland yesterday by 11. So that's a look at all the substates from the smaller classes that are going on this weekend and into next week. The larger classes will get started on Tuesday with 4A, 5A, and 6A. But the smaller classes are already going, and if you got nothing to do, you can find some high school basketball in the areas. It's always fun. This time of year is a blast, and like I said, I kind of was sad that I wasn't covering Substate this year, but I'd have to cover the entire Substate, and especially the way the smaller ones are set up. It was going to be difficult to be able to do that, so I was like, you know what, we'll just sit tight this year, and hopefully next year I'll have a little bit of a staff to work with where it's not just me covering games all the time. Speaking of covering games, not far away, just a couple of months away from Garden City Wind Baseball, we're already starting to work on stuff for the season. The All-Star Game will be in Garden City yet again. We'll have musical entertainment. We'll have vendors. We'll have hot dog eating contests, all sorts of stuff going on for the All-Star Game. The 4th of July, of course, is at Clinton Leitner once again. That is a tradition. And, of course, opening day at Clinton Leitner, as the Wind do not open on the road. They open at home each and every year, usually on a Thursday. And it's my birthday this year that they open on. So I'm pretty excited about opening day once again on my birthday. And then what else is there? And there'll be a glow game again this year. That was a huge hit last year. So lots of stuff going on with the Garden City Wind. New manager, Ted Brocksterman, who is a former relief pitcher for the Wind. And very excited to see him take over for Easton Barnes, who had one of the greater runs in Pecos League history. Just short couple years for Barnes, but a couple of division titles and some incredible winning seasons, and oh so close to making the Pecos League Championship Series twice. Came close and just couldn't quite get over the hump. And sooner or later, the Wind are going to figure out how to do that, I hope, because I really want to be in the Pecos League Championship. I want to win it all. That's what I want as a Wind fan and employee of the Wind. That's what I want. I want to win it all. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, I'll do my picks for the weekend, and then we'll get you back to your favorite music on Dry River Radio as it's approaching the 1 o'clock hour. So we'll take a break. This is Ridin the Pine on a Friday right here on Dry River Radio, presented by AAA Pine and Armory.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Hello everyone, this is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc. It is the final segment of Riding the Pine right here on Dry River Radio, as I'll wrap things up with my picks here in just a moment. Don't forget to go check out my friends at AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. At least check out their Facebook page, as you can look up AAA Pawn Shop on Facebook, and they've got all sorts of cool things. You know, people pawn some really nice stuff, and you can get it for a little bit cheaper. They're at AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. Is my phone blowing up, but nobody messaging me about the show. So the messages are about all other things. Lots of scores to get to here for the picks. I'm going to pick the NBA tonight because I'm actually going to watch the NBA tonight. The Thunder take on the Nuggets, 8:30 tonight on ESPN, so I'll be watching that one. I've started watching the NBA a little bit more. I know I talk a lot of trash on the NBA, and I still don't. It's still not my favorite. It's still my fourth favorite sport, or fourth favorite major professional sport, I guess. I love college basketball, so basketball is not the deal. It's the NBA itself. But watching off and on, I like listening to it, and I've said this a lot last season. I like listening to the Thunder on the radio, and I listen to the Spurs on the radio a little bit. I'll catch games on. I'd catch them on the AM stations late at night. I'd catch the Spurs or the Bulls, and I'd listen to the games then. But now I have Sirius XM in the car, and so if I'm driving, I can catch the games, whichever one I want to listen to. I listened to a Cavs game earlier this year. But still not a big NBA fan, but I do like the Thunder, and I celebrated when they won it all last year. Hopefully they do it again this year. SGA will return. In fact, the Thunder will be full strength tonight against the Nuggets. They've done pretty good, 5-4 with SGA out the last 9 games. So we'll see how they do tonight with him in there. 8:30 on ESPN. Give me the Thunder over the Nuggets. 7:30, Grizzlies at Mavericks. I will take the Mavericks at home. 7 o'clock, Knicks at Bucks. I will take the Knicks on the road. 6:30, Nets at Celtics. Give me the Celtics in the Garden. And 6 o'clock on ESPN. Only 2 games televised tonight on ESPN. That's the Cavs, Pistons at 6, Nuggets, Thunder at 8:30. But give me the Cavs over the Pistons. I was really impressed with the way the Cavs played the other day. James Harden leading that team to play very well. They did very well against the Thunder over the weekend. So give me the Cavs over the Pistons in an upset at home. College basketball tonight. Top 25 action. Give me Miami of Ohio over Western Michigan. That's at 5 o'clock on the CBS Sports Network from Kalamazoo, Michigan, by the way. And 7 o'clock on Fox tonight, I will take Michigan over Illinois from Champaign, Illinois. As I like the Wolverines over the Illini tonight in top 25 action. Tomorrow in college basketball in the Big 12, 11 a.m. on ESPN2. Colorado at Houston. I'll take no. I'm taking Houston at home over Colorado. That's an easy decision right there. 1 o'clock on CBS Sports Network tomorrow from Cincinnati, Ohio, the Fifth Third Arena. Oklahoma State at Cincinnati. That's going to be a pretty tough ball game. I will take the Pokes on the road. More because if my wife's listening, I don't want to get beaten later. Even if she's not, her mom could be, and she'll text her. She'll rat me out if I don't take the Pokes. So, Pokes over the Bearcats, 1 o'clock tomorrow on CBS Sports Network. 2:30 on TNT and True TV. It'll be Utah at Arizona State. Arizona State's played really well here of late. They're a tough team. They're kind of a spoiler. Give me the Sun Devils in Tempe, Arizona. 3 o'clock on ESPN, number 14 Kansas at number 2 Arizona. That's going to be a battle. Arizona going to look for a little payback after the Jayhawks already beat them at Allen Fieldhouse. This is going to be a tough one. The big question is which Kansas team is going to show up. You know, Darren Peterson is having to groove back into that starting lineup after missing a lot of time throughout the year with injury. This team learned to play very well without him. So when he got inserted earlier this year against Cincinnati, or earlier this week against Cincinnati, it didn't look good. It looked a lot better. Things looked great for the Jayhawks against Houston on Monday. This one's going to be a tough one, but I think the Wildcats defeat the Jayhawks. I hate saying that as a Jayhawk myself, you know, having gone to KU and all, but I'm going to have to take Arizona at home in Tucson in this one. But hey, you know, it's going to be nice weather in Tucson, so, you know, it's all good. 3 o'clock on CBS, number 16 Texas Tech at number 4 Iowa State. This is going to be a battle in Ames, Iowa, but anytime you go to Hilton, it's tough to win. Even if you are a highly ranked team like Texas Tech, give me Iowa State at home. But it's going to be a battle just like the Arizona-Kansas game will be. 4:30 on Fox, number 19 BYU at West Virginia in Morgantown. Give me West Virginia in the upset of the Cougars. I like West Virginia a lot more than what they've gotten credit for. I mean, there was a lot of people that were up on West Virginia. They just kind of hit a skid there for a while. But I think they get back to 500 in Big 12 play with a win over the Cougars at home. 4:30 on Fox tomorrow. 5:30 on ESPN2. TCU at Kansas State from the Octagon of Doom, Bramlage Coliseum. That has not been an Octagon of Doom this year. Kansas State just 2-13 in Big 12 play. I think they go to 2-14 with a loss to TCU tomorrow at 5:30 ESPN2. And finally, 7 o'clock on FS1, Baylor at UCF. Man, the Knights, what about the Knights? What a turnaround that they've had down there in Orlando. They will host Baylor, and I think they get their 21st win of the season with a victory over the Baylor Bears. And finally, we go to the American on Sunday. Handful of games to choose from. Looks like 6 of them to choose from here in the American on Sunday. The first game, 11 a.m. on ESPN2, Tulane at South Florida. That's going to be a really good game from the Yuengling Center in Tampa. Give me Tulane with the upset over the Bulls of South Florida. I still think South Florida is going to win the conference regular season and get that number 1 seed, but I think they fall at Tulane. There's a target on their back right now, so give me Tulane over South Florida. North Texas at UAB. That's going to be a good one. The Dragons of UAB have been the Blazers, but they're Dragons, whatever. They've been very good this year. North Texas has been a nice surprise as well. This is a very competitive league, the American is. Give me UAB in Birmingham, though. Rice at Temple. 1 o'clock on ESPN Plus in Philly. Give me Temple over Rice. 1 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Memphis at East Carolina. Memphis, man, they've lost 5 in a row now. They sting a little bit from their loss last night against Wichita State. They probably feel like they had the Shockers late, but a nice run at the end by Wichita State gave it a 6-point margin. But Memphis and Wichita State duked it out there for a couple of minutes toward the end of the game. Give me the Tigers over East Carolina, but the Pirates a very tough out in Greenville. 1 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Charlotte at Florida Atlantic. Charlotte been a little bit of a surprise for me this year, and they're sitting pretty good in the American. Florida Atlantic got a win over Temple last night in a hard-fought battle. They will have a home game here against Charlotte. It's going to be another hard-fought battle. I think Florida Atlantic gets the win in Boca Raton, but it's going to be a very, very tough way to do it. And then 7 o'clock on ESPN Plus on Sunday, it is the Wichita State Shockers at UTSA in San Antonio, Texas. Wichita State looking for their 20th win of the season. Would be absolutely huge to get that 20th win, and then face Florida Atlantic next week for an opportunity at the number 2 seed in the American tournament. That would be absolutely huge for this Wichita State program, which seems to be trending in the right direction. Mills did it in Tulsa, and now he's doing it at Wichita State, as he was at Oral Roberts there in Tulsa, and now he's doing it at Wichita State. Trending in the right direction are the Shockers. I think they get the win over UTSA. Double-digit victory for Wichita State. 7 o'clock ESPN Plus on Sunday. Whew, that'll do it for today's show. Big thank you to all of you for tuning in. Thank you to you guys who download the show and listen to it on podcast form. You can do that on any of your favorite podcast streaming services. Of course, you can also find the show at dryriverservices.com, as there's a link to the show on our YouTube channel as well. Big thank you to AAA Pine and Armory and everybody else. This has been Riding the Pine here on a Friday right here on Dry River Radio. Have a great rest of your weekend. It's all been brought to you by AAA Pine and Armory in Garden City. Have a great weekend, everyone.